Energy doesn't lie. Language is primitive. Because see, somebody that talk good to you and trick your mind.
Yeah.
That's why I say suspect evil of no one until see it. Once see it, forget it not. For once an enemy could never be a friend. Big Sam told me when they painted you a picture, don't let them paint you another picture. You could talk good as a trick my mind. Now I'm back believing in you again. But you already showed me that you wasn't my friend, so we reward loyalty with loyalty. And we reward disloyalty with distance. I forgive you, but I ain't about to forget and be naive. That's unintelligent.
You did not start no car battery with your bare hands.
If I didn't, I hate that I even spoke about that. If I didn't,
no, don't say that.
Please, today. Right now, today.
Kevin.
And to be honest with you, I just put my hands over the battery and prayed, Lord, please let this woman battery start.
On a physics level, that's impossible.
Are you smart?
I don't know. It depends.
It depends. Is it true you started the car battery with your hands?
Oh my God, next question.
This lady car was broke down. Her car was broke down. I'm gonna say this. Please don't believe me. The lady car was broke down, and I told her, listen, I can start your battery for you. She said, we need jumper cables. I say, no, you don't. I put my hands on the battery. I got this little thing that I do. I told her, give me the keys. I jumped in there and cranked the car. She said, you my angel. I say, speak nothing of this. You know.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.
Let's get high, yeah, you know I'm about to roll. Let's get please, yeah, you know I gotta pull. Let's live life, live once, I'm about to turn up. Get fly, oh for sure, it's about to go up. Let's get high, yeah, you know I'm about to roll. Let's get please, yeah, you know I gotta pull. Let's live life, live once, I'm about to turn up. Get fly, oh for sure, it's about to go up. Roll my blunt and pass my lighter.
Family, we are back. I want to thank y'all for interacting with the channel. Like, real talk, it means a lot. We're getting it back to how it used to be, slowly but surely, but I feel it feeling like the time when I first started, and that's a good thing, definitely. I got invited to Connecticut, a hosting tour. Listen, don't play with me. I love airplanes. Period. Host and tour around Connecticut. The reason I've been curious about Connecticut, I just couldn't see hoods there. Like, I don't know why. Like, I just couldn't see, I don't know. Anyways, I do appreciate y'all so much. Y'all don't know how much of a difference y'all make. We're gonna review and react to a few clips. Y'all seen that BS first clip. If you believe this dude could start a car battery with just his hands, yeah, I feel bad for people that really believe that. He doesn't even believe it. But we're gonna review and react to a few clips. We got Ashlee, Jana, and Kevin Gates. Now, the service for Ashlee was today, if I'm not mistaken, maybe yesterday. But the guys, he's going to detail what went on and how they handled the protocol and things like that. But we got one dude, he's going to discuss how Kevin Gates is fake woke. You heard it yourself. Let's get to the content.
Now they're saying that the butler guy in Tanzania, that he never even spoke English. So if he didn't speak English, then how was he able to be of any kind of assistance to Ashlee? So y'all know they finally got her body back to New Jersey. And from my understanding, they're supposed to be having her homegoing service. The family still haven't received her personal items or her engagement ring. And they still have yet to hear from Joe, which is so telling, because why have you not, he didn't even attempt to contact that family at all. And then the fact that they had to fly her body from there, Tanzania, to New Jersey, and this man didn't even offer to help, is beyond me. I'm starting to think that he had this all planned out before he even went there. And I'm starting to think that the hotel, that they're all of them are in cahoots. That makes me wonder, do they actually target us? You know, is there somewhere that if you need to go and have something done, you can go there? Because they'll protect you if you have the money. For them to say that that man did not even speak English is so telling. Like, how were they able to communicate? How was he able to tell her, you know, I want to come do this to your room? And how was she able to say, come back in 10 or 20 minutes? How? If he doesn't even speak an ounce of English. How? And then what happened to all these press conferences that they're supposed to have in Tanzania? That's why I'm thinking that everyone there is in cahoots. I believe this was planned. I believe it was, you know, communicated to them that this was going to go down. Maybe he didn't tell them in such a way, but I believe this was planned. I believe he straight premeditated this, and that is why he is getting away with it. And I believe his money is what's getting him out of this. Y'all let me know what y'all think.
That is crazy. If they got Ashlee back, had the service, they went and came back from Tanzania, did what they had to do, but still haven't gotten her personal items in return, especially not the engagement ring. There are ways that these two could have communicated if the butler didn't speak English. They got Google Translator on the phones and all of that stuff. So there are ways that they could have communicated, surely. But it is a lot of things that just generally don't add up. Even when they showed a shot of the closet, it didn't look like anything that would support a certain type of weight. That's the best way I can put it, staying monetized, and that's the way I'm gonna put it. But it didn't look like there was anything there stable enough. That's what I'll say. But let's get to the clip where bro's talking about the service, and they didn't let him in with this stuff, and I don't blame him. I really don't. No matter how I felt about this young lady's views or choices, you gotta respect a person's homegoing. Why would you want cameras and stuff in there? Anyways, let me shut up. Let's get to the clip.
For the celebration of life, they wanted to have this as a celebration of life and to share Ashlee's life and joy with us, the public. But again, no pictures or videos inside. I think that, should be just something that somebody would do over common courtesy. But of course, you know, it's 2026 and everybody wants viral moments, so I can understand why they made that. Everybody was extremely welcoming, very courteous. I had a backpack on, or like a side bag, you know, like, sorry, you can't come in here with it. And I was like, hey, this is just my laptop and some stuff. They're like, sorry, you can't come in. And one of the ushers was like, would you like me to keep it in the car for you? And I'm like, thank you so much, like, super nice, but I don't know you and I don't want to leave my expensive laptop with you. There was a mix of white and black people. We'll get to that a little bit later on, but as soon as I rolled up on the family entrance side, I could tell it was Ashlee's family, but on the outside, this entrance, there was a big long line and there were a lot of white people. Now, Ashlee's mom is remarried to a white guy, so I'm not too sure if that was his family or Joe's family. We'll get to that a little bit later on. Okay, so I said this already. There were no bags or anything allowed inside, but of course, women were allowed to bring their purses. It was a fairly small church, not overdone, but like I said, it felt very local and very homey.
All right, so for the most part, we see that it wasn't anybody there acting ignorant, that did not agree with her views or posts or anything like that. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. He said it was balanced for the most part, and I'm not surprised about that. When I made the video about the parents, I thought that was the dad, the African-American gentleman. I thought that was the dad. But a lot of people said that the unmelanated person was the husband. I don't know. It was just weird in itself, seeing the white that represents purity, and then this dude that's not melanated wearing a red shirt. I could be reading too. I wasn't even reading at all, for real, just the optics. It was the blatant optics of the situation. But a lot of people were saying stuff in their comment section about the parents' reactions or lack thereof and this and that. One thing you can't do is gauge how much a person should or shouldn't grieve, because everybody does grieve differently. You don't know what a person has on their plate at all. So some people could do it in private, some people do it in person or in public, but you can't really put that out there like that on these people or anybody, period. You can't just because a person doesn't grieve how you grieve doesn't mean whatever you think that means. Let me just shut up. But I want to include this clip of the family real quick. Check this out.
This shit just don't sit right with me, and there needs to be justice for 31-year-old Ashlee Janae, because I truly don't feel like there was any way that 31-year-old Ashlee Janae had did this family. And I'll show y'all the interview of the family speaking about it. Said that Joe McCann, they're said to be fiance because they ended up getting engaged over there in Tanzania, had said that 11 hours prior they had found 31-year-old Ashlee Janae, and something had happened to her, and she was now in the hospital. This was 11 hours after this had happened to 31-year-old Ashlee Janae. How is it that 11 hours after they find her that they are able to have 31-year-old Ashlee Janae stable? She's okay, she's fine, and then all of a sudden she ends up passing away inside of that hospital. To me, that says that 31-year-old Ashlee Janae had something happen to her inside of that hospital, because why hasn't any information came out saying that doctors and or nurses had to rush into the room?
That he had found her and that they had taken her to the hospital.
We just think it's very odd that our daughter is traveling with Joe and we don't hear anything from Joe. To me, that's very odd. And initial call that she got from Joe was 11 hours after something had transpired in the room. And that's very odd. 11 hours later,
11 hours.
Something had transpired, and Joe just relayed to Ilana that Ashlee was okay and she was stable and she was okay and don't worry about it.
But that she was at the hospital.
Yes. 11 hours later.
Why hasn't there been any details come out about any text messages or anything like that between Joe McCann and also 31-year-old Ashlee Janae? To me, that is very odd, because we all know we didn't have our relationships, we didn't have our arguments and such like that, and we need to be apart from each other and everything. But even during that time apart, you tend to text each other, you tend to try to call each other and everything. Why have they not said anything about any missed calls, and or they was on the phone for such and such amount of time, and or there's some text messages back and forth between the two of them?
I ain't gonna play too much of that clip. I think we all really know what the situation is. For real, for real. Let's be 100. This is my thing. You walk into a room and discover something, and you tell people that it's this. How do you know? Nah, real talk. I ain't about to do that Kirk on y'all. But nah, real talk. You just discovered this. How do you know the situation that transpired? That was the biggest giveaway to me. A person would say they don't know what happened because they don't know. This man said what it was. Put that in perspective. Now, the lack of communication. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I would have called 911 first or family first. This dude didn't. Come on, man. Come on, man. Anyways, this Kevin Gates clip. The Kevin Gates clip. We're about to see why, allegedly, he's fake woke. I might even need to do a separate video on this. I don't know. No, we about to rock on out. Let's get to it.
Don't get me wrong, like, I used to be a big fan of Kevin Gates. I still like Kevin Gates, but as I get older, it just seems like Kevin Gates be making stuff up. He's telling everybody he's been to heaven.
I've been to heaven. I've been to heaven before, or what people call heaven.
Describe what that's like.
The scariest thing in the world.
Really?
Yep. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the gravitational pull.
no man or woman on earth has ever had the privilege to basically go to heaven, chill with everybody, and then come back on earth. That doesn't, like, it just sounds like he's just saying anything to get attention. And he's always on these psychedelics and all these things. And most people I know who do psychedelic drugs, they always say they seen something. And then he says, well, I wasn't on drugs. Man, get out of here, Kevin. I don't believe nothing he says. And if he did go to heaven, you would come back to earth and keep acting ignorant. Then that means you're super ignorant. Like, that doesn't make sense. He claimed, oh, Muslim, but he's publicly talking about sleeping with all these women. And clearly, to our knowledge, he's still married. He's just a walking contradiction at this point. That's the thing. Fame and money is like, it really makes people become blind to you. Like, Kevin Gates makes no sense half of the things he said. And everyone's like, oh, you're so deep. He'll say something like, the water's not actually blue. You know, that's because of the reflection from the sky. Man, that's deep. It's like everything he say, oh, that's deep. Oh, my God. And if you really just look and listen, it don't make sense.
You know, I can do things that mere mortals can't even
What you
exhibit.
can do? You can be invisible?
I mean, I can do that too. You done did it before. You done walked up on somebody. I didn't even see you standing there. And then you done had that happen to you before. You done walked up on somebody. I ain't even see you, Baby J. But that's because you was vibrating at a higher level. And they couldn't see you.
Just because you got this money and all this, you walking around like you're not a human being. I think he really believes he's a lizard or alien or something. And then look at how he wears his clothes. And look, I'm not judging him. I'm just wanting y'all to open your eyes up to false prophets, bro. This man is just saying whatever he wants to say because he understands how simple-minded and how unintelligent most people are in the world.
All right, we're going to end it right there. Bro be saying some of the stupidest shit. And people love it. And just like the dude in the video said, people looking, oh, that's so deep. He said some stuff that was some real talk. But when you put it on the scale, the BS outweighs the real talk. Now, what he practices, do I think it's for shock value? Yes and no. Yes and no. I think a lot of the guys that practice that religion, they do it, one, because if they're in a facility, they're going to need protection and they don't want to go blood or Crip route. Now, so they go Muslim route. Two, a lot of the rappers are doing it and people think it's cool. People are converting to that because their favorite rapper does it. Trust me when I tell you. I shot videos for Rollo. And now, did he do it for that reason? Not at all. But I've seen a lot of people convert because he does it. And when we filmed with him, we had to shut down shoots at certain times so they can get their carpets out and do their thing. Facing the east. No matter where we were, what was going on, that had to happen, and it did happen. But a lot of these people, they're not that deep with it. They just do it for the reasons I stated. Now, Kevin, he understands that people just like stupid shit. Period. Ain't no way around it. He gives it to them. No matter if it's true or false, in which I do think a lot of it's true. But what really made me see how BS dude was when it was a certain period in time when everybody was talking about, oh, he got a college degree. He got a college degree from a correctional facility, y'all. Where was that credited at? Why didn't he do it in the free world? If you made it to this point, say I made it. Let me know where you're tapping in from. And yeah, thank y'all so much, man. We gonna bounce back. I'm feeling like going live. I ain't gonna even lie. If you made it, say I made it. Let me know what time you got the notification. I'm out. Peace.